Alright, so previous in the class we talked about something called mitosis. Alright, and remember mitosis made two cells that were identical. So this happened inside our body to keep the number of chromosomes the same. So if we got a cut in our skin, we would make two new identical skin cells that could do the same exact thing. They would have the same DNA. Everything, we'd have skin cells. So that's why we go through mitosis, is to create identical cells. Alright, now we get in the problem of sexual reproduction. So in sexual reproduction, you have to use two people. So if we're talking about humans or any animal, or even plants go through sexual reproduction, you have to have two. Alright, this one you only need to have one. Alright, and there actually is some instances of this being used for reproduction. For example, strawberry plants. You can plant a plant, my little strawberry plant here, and then it will actually produce something called a runner. I don't know if you guys ever grew strawberry plants, but they have these runners, and this produces a new plant. This plant, this baby, was not created by sexual reproduction. It was created by mitosis, or asexual reproduction. There's that A again. And when you put A, that means without sex. So this was just done by mitosis. And then what you can do is you can cut this, and then you have two new plants. So you can grow strawberry plants by just having one, and you can grow a whole bunch of strawberry plants over time, because these will just keep producing those things. Now, there's two problems when we get to sexual reproduction. Alright, so one, if we use this same process for sexual reproduction, we had two plants to create that, then this guy, so if we use mitosis here, we would have, instead of 46 chromosomes, we would have 92. Alright, 92 chromosomes. This would no longer be a strawberry plant. It would be very deformed. It wouldn't work. Alright, so we can't do that. So that's one issue. The other issue is, since this is done mitosis, remember these two plants are exactly the same. So what happens if this one produces, for just some reason, it has some kind of mutation, and it produces gross berries, or very small berries that you don't want. You want the nice, big, sweet, plump berries. So this one is going to produce the same exact thing. The same type of berries. Alright, that's no good. So there's no variation. And then all your plants from now on are all going to produce the same type of berries. Alright, so asexual reproduction is, while it's good, it's nice, it's easy, and it's good to create a lot, but they're all going to be the same. And you also can't use it for sexual to create new babies, because then it wouldn't be a strawberry plant. You have too many chromosomes. So asexual is good in some respects, but not bad. But strawberry plants can also produce sexually. And to make it more realistic, we'll talk about humans. So humans, you need two humans. Alright. And what happens is we have this guy donates a sperm, and this lady donates an egg. Now, if these were created by mitosis, again, just like the strawberries, if they had 46 and 46, and then what happens during fertilization, which we'll talk about more in a second, later, you would have these two combine to make 92 chromosomes. Alright, and that is no good. That's not what we want. So, let's start talking about our goals of meiosis. So the first goal, so goal one, is to create a cell with half the number of chromosomes. So instead of mitosis, we need to create a cell with half the number of chromosomes. Alright, and so let's just revisit. Chromosomes, remember, this is a chromosome. And remember, this is just a bunch of DNA, and it holds genes. All right, so what we're going to be doing is actually in meiosis is we're going to be creating cells to pass down our genes, but we'll get to that in a second. So remember, in our cells, humans have 46 chromosomes. All right, and then to keep 46 chromosomes through all those generations, the parents can't donate 46 because remember, if each parent donates 46, we get 92. So each parent has to donate 23 chromosomes because half of 46 is 23. All right, so what we're going to be doing is, so here's the dad, and here's the mom now again, and I'll just put a little dress on her. They're each going to, instead of having 46, we need a process, and this is where meiosis comes in, that produces cells with 23 chromosomes. All right, and then this will make a baby with 46 because 23 plus 23 equals 46, and that's what we want. All right. All right, so now let's go to the section C, part E. All right, so now another thing you need to know is with those 46 chromosomes, if you look at them, these are my chromosomes, these lines here. Of the 46, they are all paired. So let me just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Alright, so we have 23 pairs of chromosomes in our cells. So in those 46, in the, not in these, but in our body cells, the ones that have 46 chromosomes, we have 23 pairs. So each chromosome has a pair, and what we want, so there are 23 pairs of chromosomes. Alright, so during meiosis, what's going to happen is instead of maybe just donating like half of these here, they're going to donate one chromosome from each pair. It could be the left one, it could be the right one. Alright, and that doesn't matter, and that actually creates variation depending on which chromosome they donate. Alright, so they're going to donate one, so each parent will donate one chromosome from each pair. So, an example of that is just what I was just showing you. So, this parent might, just the circled ones, so 1/2 of each one of these pairs is what the parent is going to donate. Alright, so they will still donate 23 chromosomes because half of this total of 46 is 23, or one from each of the 23 pairs equals 23 chromosomes. Alright, so that is goal number 1. Goal number 2 is we need to create genetic variation. Alright, remember how we talked about all those strawberries are the same? Just imagine if humans were able to just clone themselves, make exact copies. Alright, then we'd all be the same, and that'd be just weird. Alright, so first of all, that'd be weird. But the second of all, think about if a virus came in. So you have all these people here, and normally, if one person gets sick, even think of our classroom. So one person in our classroom gets sick. If we were all the same, we all were the same here, then we would all get sick. Alright, because we all have the same immunity, we all have the same things, we would all get sick for this, and then what could happen is one virus could wipe out the human race. Alright, so we could go extinct. Alright, so if a virus comes through and everybody's the same, everyone will die. But having variation, alright, increases the chance that we will survive. So the fact that everybody in our classroom is different, and if we're all different now, someone who gets sick, one person might get sick, but the whole class is not going to be sick, and the next day still most of you will be here in class. All right, so it helps the species to survive. So genetic variation, all right, is needed for the species to survive. All right, so on my sheet there I have 2 blank to survive. It should be just to survive. All right, so the example, you can use that virus. You can also use an example of, all right, this background here is white. So if everybody was dark, if all these animals were dark, so let's just say these are little bugs, and a bird flying over high is trying to eat them, all these guys will easily be eaten. All right, but if we had white bugs, all right, so I'm drawing something, I don't even know if you can see it. All right, these guys, not easily seen. All right, so that helps the species survive. So if, for example, there's a bad snowstorm and suddenly we go into the ice age, this species will survive, but the white variety of the species will survive. The black ones will die out. All right, so if the environment changes, the species will survive. All right, so that's what's trying to happen there. All right, so if you turn to the next page, we're going to talk about meiosis. So meiosis makes 4 different cells. So again, remember we're talking about variation, so that's the variation part. And mitosis, remember, made 2 cells that were the same. This one made 4. So remember, mitosis made 2 cells that had 46 chromosomes. So if you double the cells that are being made, these 2 are going to have to split again, and 23. So that's where we get the 23. So that's why meiosis is good. We get the 23 and we get the variety. All right, and these different cells, these cells are called gametes. And gametes are these are sex cells, the sperm and the egg. Created by meiosis. All right, and these are what's going to be used in fertilization. All right, so the process here, real quick, I'm going to finish up this set of notes, and then we'll have to finish over the last part of the notes on another video. So we start with 1 cell with 46. All right, just like in mitosis, the chromosomes duplicate. So 92, and then this cell splits once to make 2 cells with 46 chromosomes in it. All right, so remember, the circles are the cells, and the numbers, I'm not drawing out the chromosomes, the numbers stand for chromosomes. All right, so meiosis splits once, and now that looks just like mitosis, right? But then it goes and divides again to produce 4 cells, all with 23 chromosomes. So meiosis splits twice. All right, 2 divisions to create 23 chromosomes. Quickly, I'll just show you a picture of this with actual chromosomes in it. So this one, instead of 46 chromosomes, we got 4. 4, we double them. So this one has 4. Then this one has 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then they divide once. So now again, we got 4 and 4. And then we get 2, 2, 2, and 2. So we went from 4, we cut them in half, and we got to 2 chromosomes for each one. All right, we'll talk about this part, this fact that it changed from being all red and all blue to half and half, or partial and partial, in the next segment.